Alright, we have reached the semifinals in Houston, and this tournament has become a bit of a USA versus Argentina event because in the quarterfinals we had 3 out of the 4 quarterfinal matches that were between an Argentine and an American. And if this were a Davis Cup match, then Argentina would have won the tie 2-1 because 2 out of the 3 of those matches between Americans and Argentines were won by the Argentines. Tommy Paul is the only one of those 3 Americans who won his match against the Argentine he was playing, which was actually the highest ranked Argentine left in the draw, Tomas Martin Echeverri, who has already won a title this year, an ATP 500 title in Rio, which was the first title of his career. But now we're in the semifinals, and we are guaranteed to have a final between an Argentine and an American, because the 2 Argentines that won today ended up being against each other in the semifinals, and the 2 Americans that won today, because there was a 4th match that also had an American, but his opponent was not an Argentine, it was an Australian, Alexei Popyrin, and that match was the match between Frances Tiafoe and Alexei Popyrin, which Frances Tiafoe won in a deciding set tiebreak 8-6. So now we are guaranteed to have USA versus Argentina in the final because the 2 Americans are against each other, Paul and Tiafoe, and the 2 remaining Argentines are also against each other, which are Tirante and Burruchaga. And once again, I have very little data to go off of here to judge who will win this, because these players, they actually have faced each other before, I believe. Well, maybe not Burruchaga and Tirante. They have not faced each other, but Paul and Tiafoe have faced each other. But I don't have very useful data there because even though Paul leads a head-to-head 3-1, they have not played since 2024, and they have never played a match on clay. So that's actually not the most helpful head-to-head there. And we have no head-to-head for the other semifinal with the Argentines. And in terms of semifinals and finals, all 4 of these players have not reached many semifinals or finals in the past year. The only player who has reached a decent number is Tommy Paul, who reached maybe 3 or 4. But even then, that's not really enough to go off of when the other guys haven't done anything. So again, this will kind of be a guess, and I'm also getting more tired by the second, so I'm going to want to go to bed. But I'm going to put in my guess predictions for this. I will say Burruchaga defeats Tirante in straight sets, and Paul defeats Tiafoe in straight sets. So again, if this does not happen, I will not really be surprised at all. But that's what I'm going to go with, and I could attempt an explanation, but I'm mad tired, so I'm just going to put those in. Burruchaga in 2, Paul in 2. Final between Paul and Burruchaga for USA versus Argentina for the final, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Good night.